is about Lady Gaga and her dogs being stolen and her dog Walker getting shot. What is the latest that you have for us on this bizarre story, quite frankly?
Daytona, this is very bizarre, but more importantly, very disturbing. It's an extremely upsetting video to see. This was an incident that happened here last night in Hollywood. We're right off Sunset Boulevard near Fairfax. And at about 9:45 p.m., LAPD investigators say that Lady Gaga's dog walker was walking her 3 French bulldogs just normally, like he would normally do before he puts them to bed, when all of a sudden 2 suspects pulled up in a white Nissan Altima. They jumped out of the car. They tried to steal the dogs. Being the protective dog walker he is, Ryan Fischer tried to fight back. LAPD investigators say basically the 2 suspects grabbed 2 of the dogs, Koji and Gustav, and then shot him once in the chest. They then got in the car and drove off. Now, her 3rd dog, Miss Asia, got away, and LAPD investigators have recovered that dog and given her to Lady Gaga's bodyguard. Now, right now, the superstar is in Rome filming a movie. She's obviously devastated by this. She's put out a $500,000 reward, no questions asked, for the safe return of her dogs. But more importantly, the dog walker, he was in critical condition, but now he is expected to survive. We just got an update from LAPD investigators, and he is stable. But we don't know if these dogs were targeted because they're Lady Gaga's dogs or because these French bulldogs can go up to $10,000. Very, very expensive. We had another abduction of French bulldog puppies here just last week. Daytona?
You know, Haley, that's amazing, and we're getting more details in every single moment here. I have some sound from witnesses or neighbors that were nearby, so we'll listen in to that, and then I have a few other questions for you.
Last evening, we heard screaming, like a lot of screaming,
really
which
loud.
we hear a lot in this neighborhood.
No, but this was incredibly loud, yeah.
So I ran out to the gate because we have a lot of problems with the house next door being empty. We have a lot of homeless people. And I looked to see if somebody was being, like, attacked, because it happens. And I saw a white car with doors open and a gunshot. I immediately ran. Immediately I ran and got my wife and me in the house. And then I ran, and then a second shot. I called 911 immediately, and then they dispatched units like in 2 seconds. We just thought something was going, we had no idea what was going on.
So obviously those 2 on the scene there, I know you've probably heard that sound there, but this is scary. And I'm assuming at this point in time, they didn't know it was Lady Gaga's dog. I know that you mentioned that before, but they're still stringing together those details right now.
That is the big question. I can tell you we've been here all day. I've seen 4 other people walking the street with French bulldogs. We just did a live broadcast in San Francisco where they said the same thing is happening in the Bay Area there. It's very disturbing what people are doing these days during this pandemic. Crime is definitely on the rise, and they are taking extreme measures, literally stealing people's dogs out of their arms. And this poor guy, he's been the dog walker for Lady Gaga, according to her best friend, for 10 years.
Wow.
And he moved here recently from New York to take care of these dogs. He takes them hiking with him. He's with them every single day when Lady Gaga is not. He takes them home with them, and these dogs sleep with him at night. I mean, he is so protective over them that literally in the video, after he's shot, he's cradling on the ground, bleeding profusely, and still trying to protect these dogs, not only screaming for someone to help him, but to help the dogs.
Yeah.
It is so heartbreaking to watch and to listen to. Again, we don't know if these were targeted because of the superstar or if they were targeted because these dogs go for such money right now. And right now, desperate times are calling for very, unfortunately, desperate measures. I also want to mention that if anyone watching this has any information about these dogs, they can send an email to Koji and Gustav at gmail.com. That's Koji, and spelled out, and then Gustav, Gustav at gmail.com. And again, you could get a $500,000 reward if you know where they are.
Yeah, so what's next? I'm also confused as to what's going on with the suspect. Have they found him? Is he in custody, or what's the latest on that?
We just got an updated description of the 2 men. They are described as 2 black men, about 20 to 25 years old, one with blonde dreadlocks, and they were both wearing black clothing at the time. LAPD has put out a press release just a few minutes ago asking for anyone with information to contact them. Lady Gaga has also told people about that email address. Now, I have to say there was an FBI agent that has recently kind of slammed what Lady Gaga did with the reward because he's very worried about other celebrities' animals and this being a target for criminals taking celebrities' dogs and then that ransom money that they get for returning it with the no questions asked. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, your dog is your best friend. They're like your family. So it is absolutely devastating for her, for the dog walker, and thankfully, most importantly, it sounds like he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, that's good news right there. A little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm sure that we'll continue to follow this story as it was definitely a popular headline today. Thanks for giving us the latest. That's Haley Winslow in Los Angeles. Thanks for being on News Now from Fox. And again, here on News Now, we're bringing you all of these headlines, not just about, obviously, Lady Gaga and what's happening in the Bay Area.